Public Relations Officer at the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Emilio Ebanks, states that some aspects of the criticism can be accepted, but there are valid explanations for any perceived shortcomings. The report, which was released last week, has concluded that there is a weak emergency response protocol at the Tinsipen Airdrome in Kingston. It also states that the brigade did not have personnel trained to deal with this type of aviation fire, and that the foam they used to deal with the fire was ineffective. Mr. Ebanks has responded to the question of whether firefighters were adequately trained for these types of aviation fires.
That is a yes and a no, in that in basic firefighter training, that is not taught there. However, on-the-job training, as much as is possible, we will simulate those kind of situations. It's difficult to go beyond simulation because the different factors involved. When you're looking at aircraft, for example, those are not easy to acquire to maybe stage that kind of situation. I have been on a few of those, and I know we have persons who have been on a few of those as well, but they are normally done in conjunction with maybe the airport's authorities or those individuals.
Mr. Ebanks also responded to the criticism that they were not adequately supplied with the right foam to fight aviation fires.
The foam, because of its low cooling properties, it will take some time or considerably longer time than if we were using water. But unfortunately, water could not be used in this case. As well, the fact that fuel was continuously draining from the tank of the plane, every time the fumes from that fuel comes into contact with any kind of heat, then you would have some amount of reignition. So when Tinsipen came, I was on the scene when Tinsipen got there. That was approximately 45 minutes after we started fighting the fire. So we would have been there battling the blaze for 45 minutes. So when they got there, it can be, we can give and take. Maybe if they didn't get there at that time, it would have still been out in the 5 minutes.
Will the Jamaica Fire Brigade give a formal response to the report?
It's something that I have been talking with the commissioner about as to how we move forward from that. So I'm awaiting some kind of direction from the commissioner as to how we move forward.
Michael Sharp, Frontline News.